On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 jars of bits and bites.
Thanks for joining us for our 12 days of Christmas here in Dorothy's Kitchen. Today, on day 9, I have a really good snack mix recipe for you. We always called this nuts and bolts, but I think most people refer to it as bits and bites. This is a cereal mix with herbs and spices. It's buttery. It is yummy, and it's the perfect thing to give away to your neighbors or your friends at Christmas. So I hope you will join us for how we make bits and bites.
Right, so this is how we assemble all of the spices and herbs for our bits and bites. We're starting off with some seasoned salt, and we're going to use 1 tablespoon of seasoned salt, or seasoning salt sometimes it's called. And to that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of marjoram. Now I just picked up all my spices recently at the bulk barn because I wanted them to be fresh. I don't usually keep this spice on hand. So that's 1 teaspoon of marjoram, 1 teaspoon of savory. There's a couple different kinds of savory. Mine is that I'm using today is summer savory. Okay, these are all dried, but of course if you have fresh, that would be great too. And then I'm going to use a teaspoon of garlic powder, not the salt, just the powder. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of onion powder. Again, the powder, not the salt. And then the last one is cayenne pepper. And I'm just using 1/8 of a teaspoon, but you could use more if you like it more spicy. My kids think everything's spicy as it is, so I better not use too much. So this is cayenne pepper. So that's the nice thing about this. You can add or take away any of those spices if you don't care for them. There's so many recipes out there. Some of them are more dilly. I've seen some that are ranch. We actually have a sweet version of this snack mix as well. Maybe I can share that at a later time. That is really good. My mom's Aunt Edna made that one for us as kids. That's one of my favorites. But this is our #1 favorite. My brother, whose birthday is coming up, this is his favorite Christmas item, I think. So now it's time for the cereals, and you can choose what you like for this. I'm doing shreddies. I may not do the whole box if I don't have room. I'm going to do some crispix. These are $3.50 as well. Do some cheese nibs. Cheese puffs. These are stick pretzels, 2 cups, and then 2 cups of sesame sticks, and that's going to do it for me because I can't fit much more in here. I'm just going to stir this up, and then I'm going to start to drizzle on my buttery herbs, my buttery solution, and I'm just going to do a little bit. And then I'm going to stir, and then a little bit more, and stir, and so on. So this is very easy to make. It just takes a while, because now I'm going to put this in the oven. It has to bake for at least an hour, maybe even a little more, at 250 degrees, because you do not want the bottom to burn on this. Okay, I'm going to just do this process over and over until I use up all my buttery herb solution. Just a little bit at a time, because I don't want it to be lumpy and bumpy. Our snack mix is thoroughly stirred in, and it's ready for the oven. So we're going to pop this in. This is going to go in the oven at 250. In total, it has to bake for an hour, but I have to stir it every 10 minutes because I do not want that to burn.
So we'll see it again in 10 minutes, and I'll stir it every 10 minutes. So once that comes out of the oven, it will need to cool thoroughly before you start to bag it up or put it into jars. I decided to put it into some mason jars and add a little fresh kind of a garnish on the top there with some jute. And these are perfect to gift to work friends or neighbors. Makes a great little treat to give away. Follow us tomorrow for egg tarts.